This is Saluki Hall of Famer Tim Kratochvil. Congratulations. I'm guessing you thought that this wasn't going to happen.
You start to forget about it. You go along with your lives, obviously. When I became eligible, I started to think about it just a little bit, and pay attention to who goes in, what baseball players go in. But as time goes by, you do forget about it because, if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen, and no matter thinking about it or not, it's not going to change that. So it was quite a surprise. Of course, you hear Coach Kill on the other end of the phone. You have a little bit of an idea before he says anything, because he's obviously very unique to know that was him. But it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable to think about it.
And as supportive of as your family was when you played, and with your father's background in baseball and professional baseball, it's got to be just unbelievably important to them too. You got this.
It is, and with them starting to get up there in age, when you think you have a chance to get in, but you don't get in, you start thinking, you hope it happens while they're still alive. And my dad's 81 and my mom's 76, and for them to be here, I'm thrilled to death, but I know they're over the moon with this. And Gene Green always had said about being your kids being old enough so that they could witness it, and I know my kids are thrilled to death with this as well. My oldest son is, he's trying to make that decision where he wants to go, and Southern is one of the choices, and just being around this atmosphere and seeing the facilities and the way the campus has changed, we might have made another Saluki before we're said and done.
There's room.
Yep, for sure.
Your kids, this has to be great because, this proves that you actually did play.
Well, a couple of times they've been able to come back for the SIU alumni weekends, and I tried to have my former teammates filter the stories that they tell them about playing. Sometimes, unfortunately, I think the stories end with us being up at the strip instead of what happened on the baseball field. So they had a little bit of an idea, but I know that they are extremely proud of me as well. And I hope, they take out of this, because my dad was the same way. He made the Hall of Fame at EIU, but there never was that pressure to be a baseball player, to go to college to play baseball. And, I just hope for my boys too, that they can enjoy this, but not ever feel, any pressure that they have to follow in my footsteps, that they make their own way and be successful in whatever they want to do.
You're the first catcher from Southern to go in the Hall of Fame. Is there an ego rush there?
It's more shocking than an ego rush, because when I came on campus, I would like to think that I was a little bit of a historian of the program. I spent a lot of time reading the media guide, learning the names of guys that came before me, knowing the success that the program had under Itchy Jones and before. And it was shocking that there wasn't a catcher from any of those teams that had been in the Hall of Fame. So it is quite an honor going in as the first catcher. I'm sure there's other deserving catchers as well, and I'm sure after me there'll be other deserving catchers. I think the great thing about the direction that the Hall of Fame is going is that there's more and more baseball players getting in, and that is nice to see.
Your first game as a freshman, your first at bat, you homered. Nice start.
What's interesting about that is that I got in the game before. It was the second game at Oklahoma State, and I had gotten in the late innings, and the first pitch went to the backstop. I was catching. First pitch went to the backstop. And Oklahoma State at their ballpark, they're right on top of you, and heckling and calling me a skillet and everything else. And oh my God, first game, and that's what's going on. So the second game, the next day, I was told I was going to start, and I was pretty nervous that I was going to start. And I don't remember if it was Hendu, if it was Sam. I said, just go up and hit a home run your first at bat. And you don't think about that when you're out there playing, but yeah, I snuck one over the right field fence, and I never was a very good pull hitter. You remember that? I was more gap to gap, so going over the right field fence probably isn't much of a surprise. But yeah, it was quite a way to start a career.
You're still in a high spot in a lot of the stat areas, especially doubles and runs batted in. Are you proud of your career?
I am. I think this gives me a chance just to look back at some of the things that I was able to accomplish. Unfortunately, we didn't win a team championship, which I'll talk about a little bit tonight, which was a disappointment. But you know, as the years go by and you see people that do come after you, and my numbers have held up, I am proud of my accomplishments. I never really thought much about it until I got the phone call, and you look back and say, yeah, I had an all right career. I was pretty fortunate.
Very good. Congratulations. Well earned, well deserved.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Tim Kratochvil, Saluki Hall of Famer.